galactic alert. Aliens coming. Stay away from Dark Rose's channel though, because people like Dark Rose, the aliens don't want to go around them. Somebody left that comment in my, underneath one of my videos, and I'm not even mad. I'm not tripping. You know, sometimes the smart ass remarks crack me up, okay? And by the way, you're probably a reptilian, so that's why you don't like me or my channel, but that's okay. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions. Go elsewhere if you don't like me. I respect that. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, let's talk about two topics that came in. So the first one is going to be France, and to be a little more specific, Paris, France. I'm hoping the camera's not reversed, but anyways, Paris, France here. The second channeling that came through, and it was it actually made me sick to my stomach, and I'm still recovering. Actually, it's from Israel, because there was a lot of information, and luckily I had a helper write down the information, so I was able to go back in and decipher what all was going on there. Now with Israel, what I have to say is a lot of what's going on there is things that can actually be reversed and taken off the timeline. That's what I was getting. But with France, there's no help. What I'm speaking on is alleged, is not factual, but in my own opinion, it's going to happen. It already is happening. So let's go ahead and get into Paris, France. Oh, do I want to talk about Trump and First Lady who went over to UK? Do I want to talk about that? No, I don't want to talk about it. No, I really don't. I was going to share with you guys what I was picking up on King Charles's speech with Trump. The outfits, the colors that were coordinated and all that. And just remember, everything is intentional. And it overwhelmed me to see King Charles speaking at the dinner with Trump. I don't know. Yeah, it was spiritual. I get it. But not in a good way. And then on top of that, you didn't have just Trump there. You had AI inventors, millionaires, probably some billionaires there at that meeting, walking around. Some of them were just so reptilian. And I said it. You know who's fake and who's not. Let's just say that. But one day I might go over that whole video and share. But for now, I'm just overwhelmed about it. I'm just energetically overloaded. Especially with what I'm seeing in the news, what I'm reading in the news, and you can't avoid it sometimes, and what I'm picking up on a psychic level. It's overwhelming. I'm like, did I get that wrong? Especially when it comes to like places like Russia and what's going on with NATO. I'm not seeing WW3 in 2025, but what if? Because the timelines can change. That's the problem with people who make predictions. We have to be very careful how we speak on these topics, because we have to understand that, well, it's not meant to happen on that timeline. We can jump timelines. Sometimes there's intervention to reverse the timeline. So just something to keep in mind. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about France. I'm sorry, guys. ADHD's kicking in. Paris, France. So what is going on in Paris? Well, there's a clip down here. I'm not going to play the video, but you can see there's more unrest, protests, fire in the streets. And we spoke about this so long ago, and it's just continuing. But what I was getting about these protests is the intensity of what's happening now is different than what we've seen in the past in Paris, France. These protests are going to last longer. And there, no military or anyone stepping in is going to stop these. It feels like a vibrational energy that spreads all throughout France, like all of France, not just Paris. And it will go through all of Europe. And what I mean by that is EU countries. The echoes of the people, the echoes of what needs to be done and what's right and what's wrong for the people. The vibrational energy is going to spread like wildfire. I mean, what is Macron, what is he doing? Well, we know what he's doing. He's preparing for war with Russia. That's what he's doing. I mean, he's wanting 400 billion euros, or it could be American dollars, but I'm pretty sure it's euros, for military budget. Right now, he's just like, you know, you can't treat your people like dogs. They're not fucking animals. You can't do that anymore, Macron. Your citizens are not your property. They're not. You're squeezing lemons out of limes to get this money, and you're hurting your own civilians because you want a war with Russia. Yeah, I said it. The echoes of the people is going to be vibrational, and it's going to spread throughout France. You're going to see that in different areas. It's going to spread out, and then it's going to go out into places like Germany, maybe some in Poland, but mostly like Germany, the UK. And these people are going to stand up. They don't want war. They don't want to be involved in it. And they're having to pay for the price for it with money and taxes. And then the next thing you know, they're going to be having to pay with sending their child over there or a loved one. It's just not good. The vibrational energy is going to spread. It's going to be an uprising in Europe. That's what I see happening with Paris. It's going to start there, and it's going to spread like wildfire. Okay. Is there anything else that I skipped over here? That's good. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about, oh geez, Israel. It's just so much to consume. So with Israel comes drones, excuse my artwork, Qatar, and this one was a hard one, but I figured it out. Central government, coat of arms, Iraq. Okay. And, oh, lovely. Jordan. And I also wrote Egypt up here because I kept seeing a little bit of Egypt with that. This is about a northern pipeline. I don't have a lot of information on that, but okay, so there's the topics underneath Israel. It's a lot. It's a lot, guys. Hold on a second. Oh, my throat's dry. Sorry. I kept getting something very symbolic with Israel. It felt more symbolic than it did reality. And it was an attack on Israel, or in Israel. Let me say that, in Israel. And it felt to be chemicals, because it was like airborne, right? It felt to be airborne, so it was chemicals in the sky. If this is something that's going to happen, it would be, I don't know, I don't have a timeline, but maybe December, January. But I feel like this is symbolic for something else. This could be symbolic for the leader of Israel. Because I'll tell you why. So also a mustard seed was shown to me. A little tiny mustard seed. And I kept seeing a hand sticking out, and it was just rolling back and forth. And the person would hold on to it, and then they'd open their hand, and then it would move back and forth, and then they would try to grab it again so it wouldn't fall on the ground, right? And that feels like holding on to, it's like a foundation connected to the Israeli people's religion, is how I was getting that. So that's not necessarily connected to Bibi himself, but it is the Israel people and staying strong into their belief system is what I was getting. Like, nobody's going to take that away. Nobody's going to shake that. It starts with the mustard seed, is how that came through. I don't know how else to tell you. Things kind of get skipped around, so I try to put it in order the best of my ability. Then the other thing I was being shown after that was Bibi, you know, the leader of Israel. He was holding his stomach, like his right side, but it was more like in the stomach area, just holding it like, okay. And as he's holding it, he's looking around to see if anybody's watching. And it's like he's trying to talk to people, but he's really talking in his head. And he's saying, like, he's contesting that the bombing of Muslim countries has to take place. It has to take place. So he's telling people outright, but really he keeps telling himself that in his head. Isn't that weird? Yeah, well, that's what I was shown. So I don't know what to think of that. That was kind of odd. But it all kind of comes together. I feel like at nighttime, especially nighttime, but all the time, but nighttime, Bibi is restless at night when he's in bed. He has nightmares, okay? you know, when you do things to children, and okay, shut up, I won't go there, but I'm just saying he has nightmares, and I'm gonna tell you who he sees. This is how it was shown to me, was Judas. And you know what happened to him in the end, because he betrayed Jesus. He thought demons were after him, okay? I see BB dreaming of the same thing happening to him. He may come across children that that's no longer in this earth plane, who come back to him to haunt the fuck out of him, okay? Everything and everybody around him looked demonic in his mind. So he actually, I can't say he was possessed. He was more tortured by demons. Yeah. That's a fear of BB's. Okay. He also, I was being shown drones. So that's where my little half-ass drone comes in. But this is kind of how I was getting it. He dreams of these little fuckers flying around, bzzz, around his head like flies. Seriously, he does. He dreams of them chasing him in every direction. And I know these drones carry weapons that can explode. His fear is like mustard gas. And it's really weird because I made a video about that on this channel when I first made this channel. Strange. And I think it's connected to Iran, but I'm not sure. But he's just afraid that whatever's on the drones is not necessarily explosive devices, but more, well, I mean, it could fall under chemical. What did I say at the beginning of the video? I said chemical airborne. So maybe there could be something or a trace, but in his dreams, that's what he's seeing. Okay, he's projecting. And yeah. Okay. I was shown just the words. Let me see if I can find it. Qatar. Some people pronounce it Qatar, but I'm going to say Qatar. That's how I was raised to say it. We know that Israel, the IDF, went in there and bombed a building. They claim Hamas was occupying it. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. I don't have the official confirmation, but this country came in. And the only thing I could think of is, okay, you're showing me this. I don't see anything. So is there going to be another conflict between Israel and Qatar? And I got yes. So they're going, the IDF most likely will go back into this country at some point between now and the next couple of months and bomb something else. It's not going to be, it's not good. It's not good. But, they're going to go back in and do this. They're going to go back in and hit Qatar. And another reason why I'm seeing this be done, it's not just because they think Hamas is in there. It's about control, power, and I'm going to leave it there. I better leave it there. Okay. All right, what else do we have? Oh, geez, my head. This is a lot. I might have to pause it. Also, in other Arab countries, what you need to pay attention for is certain countries who have like Jewish communities in them. I know Jordan has some Jewish people there, but when you start seeing Jewish communities leaving certain countries in the Middle East, pay attention to what's going to happen in that country. That's significant. It's like the Jewish communities will get a heads up to leave, to evacuate before the government does. It's crazy. And when you start seeing people flee in masses in these different countries, then you know something is about to freaking go down. Yeah, that's pretty much how it was given to me. I don't know. Then I was taken to, this is really weird, and I had to look this up, but it is Iraq. These things that I'm speaking on can come off the timeline. I feel convinced about that, but it's worth noting. This represents central government. Coat of arms, Iraq. So how that was shown to me was in a flag moving on a building, actually. Whether it's a bank, a place where they feels to be business, okay? So it could be just a business building, but it could be a bank or a place that is connected to it's not connected to a terrorist group or Hamas. It feels to be connected to business, just business, okay? It could be oil, it could be anything. Electricity, I don't know, but I see this building being hit by Israel. I mean, I guess IDF again. So this could be taken off the timeline. I really believe that. So was it worth me mentioning it? I said, well, you know, it might be. So I see something happening there with Iraq being attacked, but they're going to say it's because they feel like it could be Hamas, but I'm getting that it's more than that. It's a little deeper than that. It's business related or something. I have bank money there, so it could be anything. So keep in mind. The other thing let's see, hold on. Let me go back into my cards again to jog my memory. We have the drone. We already talked about that. Like I'm missing something here, and I am. Where is that other card? I'm looking for it, guys. Oh, here it is. Jordan. Jordan has really been on my mind, especially across, I don't know if it's Egypt or where this is, but you have Jordan and then there's Egypt connected. And I kept seeing what appeared to be drilling, and I know it was connected to oil. I can almost hear Trump say, drill, baby, drill. It's symbolic. It's whatever this is connected to, a northern pipeline. It is something that Bibi himself, or even his elites, they want full control of it. They want full control of this pipeline. I don't even know if I feel like this is something they're working on now. Okay, the pipeline is not completed. It's a project, because I'm seeing them, like I'm seeing men working. They're not actually drilling, I guess, for oil. Maybe they are drilling for oil. I guess I could be looking at it like that, but it feels to be something that's not been on the table very long, and Bibi wants full access of whatever this is. I don't see him getting full access of it, though. I don't. Now, I was very skeptical about coming on and sharing these things with you guys because the ending was really crazy. So after getting all this information, they pull me the hell out of there and put me in like this little community. The hell? Oh, man. Okay, so why did I feel like this was all a waste to share? Well, I don't think it was a waste. I think it's things that could possibly happen allegedly. Because the ending is always a surprise, right? At the end of, I don't know if this is 2025 or if it's at the beginning of 2026 or the end of 2026. I don't really know, but this is crazy how the ending of my channeling session went. Benjamin Netanyahu, I can say your name now, it's okay, sits in the back. He's sitting in the back. There's a podium. There are two people that stand at the podium. On the right, there's a woman. To my left, there's a man. While all this is happening, I see expansion on the borders. So I don't know if Bibi has a say-so in that or if this is something new. I'm telling you, I see a woman who is speaking for him. At first, I was like, world leader switch here, a woman. Okay, it's possible, but no. I was getting Aquarian energy with Venus. Venus is woman. She comes across to me as not a world leader. She comes through as a interim, like a caretaker, a female who kind of steps in to bridge, or she's like a bridge fixer while Netanyahu exits. So she kind of makes things peaceful. It's like a peaceful transition. Strange, weird, I get it. Then I'm seeing this Capricorn energy come in. It's a male, right? It's a male energy. Really, he feels younger and very strong on his position. And I see him becoming the next leader, or prime minister, leader, whatever they call it, of Israel. That's what I see. I see a Capricorn male. Or he's got the Capricorn energy, so he probably has a shitload of Capricorn in his astrology chart. But before he comes in, there's a woman, right? So the woman feels temporary, but she steps in, Aquarius type energy, actually very, very nice. Comes in very, I don't want to say liberal, but she's not down for the war and things like that. But she's just there to fix things for the transition, for the new leader to take place. And I was like, okay, why am I being shown all this? And then I'm sharing all this other stuff. Well, because I think this other stuff is very significant and can happen. But again, you know, it may not happen. I don't know when the elections come up for Israel. I have no idea. But I am seeing a woman step in his place to speak for him, as in Benjamin Netanyahu, speak for him. And then eventually this other man comes in and takes over Israel. And that's what I'm seeing. Now, I've always said that Benjamin, if he can survive and he leaves office, he'd be okay. But if he stays in office, somebody could turn on his own circle, like turn on him, and it would not be, the outcome would be bad. So it might be that maybe he's getting these things through intuition, through dreams, to where he feels like, well, you know what, I'm not going to run again. I don't want to go out like this, and it's just, I'm done. He might, that could be the overall vibe that I'm getting. But yeah, so there you have it. And as far as France goes, well, you know, it's uprising. It's going to spread all the way through the whole country of France, all throughout the EU. People are going to stand up, and you're going to see them with candles, especially at nighttime. I see candles. Some of them are not going to be peaceful. Some of them are going to be peaceful with candles, candlelight. And that's what I'm getting. All right, guys, I hope I didn't confuse you too much. If you're new to my channel, hit the like button, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next vid.